Are you ready for some more Smash? Because I sure am. Man, what a time this is! We are very close to the announcement of the 5th DLC character, as Nintendo Directs often air in January or February. It's going to be exciting to see who that's going to be, but in the meantime, let me show you another list of 5 cool potential fighters. Now, I was actually doing third-party developers in my recent videos, picking 5 characters for different companies and see which ones would work well in Smash. But it seemed you guys liked the idea of one of the commenters on the previous video, which was about Rare. Mander suggested that I should do a video about indie characters to shake things up. Well, Mander, things will be shook up, as that is exactly what I'm going to do. Also, thank you so much everyone for your great suggestions on the previous video. I will take all of them into account for future projects. But if you have 5 favorite indie characters that you would love to see in Smash, then write them down in the comments. But for now, let me show you the characters that I would love to see. And let's start off with a truly beautiful indie game out there. Yeah, I saw your comment, Neck. Ori and the Blind Forest, with the protagonist Ori as the character that should come to Smash. Now let me first state the obvious. Do I really believe this character has a chance? Well, no. But as we go further down this list, we will see characters that might actually appear in Smash one day. But that doesn't take away that Ori would work very well for Ultimate, that I would love to see him in the game, and that I will take any opportunity to talk about this game. Ori and the Blind Forest is a Metroidvania, and as we all know with these types of games, you start out weak with not that many abilities and attacks. But as you progress through the game, you'll get stronger and stronger. As Neck commented smartly, is that he wants to see a duo character of Ori and Scene. Sign? Okay, let's just go with Scene. Now, Scene is just this small little ball of light, but it is the one that provides you with some defense by attacking enemies. So that clearly is an important part of Ori's moveset. I don't know if they also should put Scene's name in the character select screen, but I really do believe that he has to be there as well. As Ori is small, he is quick and nimble, which would make him a lighter character. But with Scene at his side, he would be able to shoot spirit flames at his enemies. But he can also hit a larger radius with Charge Flame, or hit the ground hard while doing Stomp. But I think the most important feature with Ori getting in Smash would be that they would add a stage from that game. Holy macaroni, how cool would that be? To actually have a level based on the forest? Sign me up. But yeah, chances are slim. It would be great nonetheless. Alright, let's move on to number 4. I know there are some polarizing opinions about this one, and cases can be made for both sides. But I'm part of the yay-sayers. Sans should become a fully fledged character instead of just a Mii costume. Before he was announced as a costume, I thought people were strongly against him, and they would often label him as a meme character. I never saw it that way. Undertale is in my opinion one of the best games of the last decade, and shows you how an amazing story can be told without super realistic graphics, which is something indie developers often do very well. But Undertale was on another level, with a massive appeal and a really interesting story. So you can ask yourself which character from the Undertale universe would make for the best fighter, which objectively has to be Sans. I mean, the protagonist Frisk doesn't really do that much. He's just a silent boy or a girl that moves his heart around to avoid getting hit. But with Sans you can actually see some attacks that could make for an interesting moveset in Smash, with telekinesis, teleporting and shooting his Gaster blasters. Other characters like Papyrus or Undyne would be cool too, but I believe Sans is the way to go. Look, it could also be the fact that because he is a Mii costume that more people accept him to be in Smash. But if he would become a fighter that more folks would be against it. I don't know. But when I saw him, I just became sad that he isn't actually playable with a unique moveset, which would be 1,000 times better in my opinion. But the reaction of other people made it all good, because of the excitement and memes that came out of that. It became clear that Sakurai and Undertale creator Toby Fox had some friendly interactions. So I don't think it's out of the question to one day really get Sans in as a fighter. But that won't happen until a future Smash game. In the meantime, we're just going to have a bad time. And for number 3, I want to go with a classic favorite of mine. A game that I played a lot of back in the day with friends, and often just by myself as well. Castle Crashers. The guys from the Behemoth Game Studio always make fun games. I remember playing stuff like Alien Hominid on Newgrounds, but they have come a far way since then. Or what about Dad and Me? That shit was brutal. Maybe I shouldn't have played that back then. Oh well. Castle Crashers is a beat 'em up, and since last year you can also play it on Switch if you might be interested. You get to pick a character which all have mostly the same moveset, but each of them has their own magical abilities. One might shoot fireballs, while another could shoot icy spikes at enemies to freeze them, for instance. If they might be created into a Smash character, it would make the most sense to me to combine these magical abilities in just one character, with every side special making use of a different attack. While you can unlock many characters, there are 4 main ones, which are Red, Green, Orange and Blue Knights. But it could be a fun way to include other characters as well by giving them all different skins in Smash. I mean, you could even play as Alien Hominid in Castle Crashers, which would be a nice tribute to also include an ultimate. The game was so much fun and had everything that a good beat 'em up needs to have. It would be fantastic to see these guys once again, but this time by beating up Nintendo characters. At number 2, we have a pick that would signify a new chapter in Xbox and Nintendo's relationship. Cuphead! From the game? Well, Cuphead! Known as a very difficult game, this is something that I would adore if it would come to Smash. And with Cuphead, I think it would be nice to add skins for Mugman and Miss Chalice as well, as they have mostly the same moveset. At first glance, you might wonder how you could transform this guy in an interesting ultimate fighter, as he mostly just snaps his fingers to shoot projectiles and jumps around to avoid getting hit. But there is actually much more than meets the eye. He can shoot larger blasts with his fist as a powerful extra attack, and there are many more weapons to be unlocked which all give him different benefits. Some might be strong but short range, and others might go after the target automatically but are weak at the same time. And while it would be a weird moveset to just have 10 different projectiles, there are other attacks as well. Once you get one of these new weapons, your special attack will change too. And I think that's the best way to develop some cool moves. Like a shield that can block some attacks, just like Mega Man's grass shield. Or what about the spiky Brawl of Thorns, which goes after the enemy in all directions. There is so much that you can do with this. But let the fact that this is a great character not distract you from the rest. Because you will be getting, first of all, a great stage that could really have that 50s cartoon vibe, which would be a weird and interesting add to the game. Plus, you can enjoy the lovely soundtrack of Cuphead while beating up your friends. Yes, that would make this character a perfect contender for Ultimate. And for my number 1 pick, a character that I hold dearly to my heart. A game that I love and believe should be represented in Smash. Hollow Knight. With the knight being the fighter, of course, that I would like to see on the fighting stage. If you have played this game before, you know what's up. As far as Metroidvanias go, you have one of the very best ones here. Starting out as a simple scrub with your sword, you will slowly but surely become an agile powerhouse that traverses the Hollow Knight's underground world with ease. Enemies are diverse and creepy, the atmosphere is chilling, the music is beautiful, combat is fun, and most importantly, the movement feels incredibly satisfying. Once you are fully upgraded and have all the skills unlocked that you need to beat the game, then you also possess over a moveset that would be perfect for Smash. He already has the double jump with his wings, you have your sword for standard attacks that you can also charge, you can shoot energy balls, do a swift dash to traverse areas, and you can unlock even more perks and upgrades with charms that you can obtain throughout the game. You could drop this character in Smash as is and you would have a fighter that many people will love, I can guarantee that. Personally, I don't think it would be Nintendo's first choice if they would add an indie character, but I do know it would be my personal favorite. But hey, we will get a sequel to the game with Silksong, which will probably release this year, which is a great way to keep us warm with Hollow Knight love instead. So here we are, a top 5 of indie characters that would be awesome for Smash, if they would be added. And just so you know, there are many other fighters that would be amazing, but I talked about a couple of them in other videos like Shovel Knight and Shantae. And because I wanted to make a fresh list, I decided not to add them, even though they would be great of course. So now it's up to you to decide if I was right by doing so. Let me know your top 5 indie characters in the comments that you would love to see in Smash. Maybe some that I talked about or a completely new list. It doesn't matter. And if you have a great idea for an upcoming top 5, like an amazing third-party developer that you would love to see getting a character in, then let me know as well. I always take inspiration from the comments, so go wild. And if you enjoyed yourself these past 10 minutes, my friend, may I ask you to click that subscribe button, so you can enjoy many more of my lists. And you will also help the small creator out, which is also a nice thing to do. Leaving a like is also a really cool person move, and I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have an amazing day.